So welcome everyone to tonight's meeting of the Community and Culture Committee. I declare the meeting open at 6:01 p.m. I would like to acknowledge the Bidjigal people of the Eora Nation, who are the traditional custodians of all lands, waters and sky in the Georges River area. I pay my respect to elders past and present and extend that respect to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people who live, work and meet on this land. Are there any apologies for tonight's committee meeting?
No.
As far as I know, there are no, right?
No apologies, Madam Chair.
Thank you. So okay. I have been advised that Councillor Elmer is going to attend tonight's meeting remotely. So, Sam, can you hear us, right? So we need someone to move it.
I'm happy to move.
Yeah, Councillor Ash and the Hapaha to move it. Can I have a seconder? Councillor Ott to second it. All in favour say aye.
Aye.
I declare yes. Okay, thank you. So staff and public are reminded that this meeting is being recorded for minute-taking purposes and is also being broadcast live to the public on Council's website in accordance with Section 5 of Council's Code of Meeting Practice. The recording will be made available on Council's website. The order of business is as shown in the agenda which has been made available. Staff and public are reminded that this meeting is open. Doors to the meeting room are to be left open unless the meeting moves into closed, that means confidential session, according to Section 14 of the Code of Meeting Practice. Only if the meeting moves into a closed confidential session will the public broadcasting of the meeting be suspended. Council's Code of Meeting Practice prohibits the electronic recording of meetings without the express permission of Council. Mobile phones must be turned to silent during the meeting. Disclosure of interest. Does any councillors have any interest to disclose? No, we move on. And I've been told that there is no speakers registered for tonight's meeting. And then we move to confirmation of minutes of previous meetings. COM 026-23, confirmation of minutes of the previous Committee and Cultural Committee meeting held on 14th of August 2023. Can I have a mover for that? Councillor Smotley. Can I have a seconder? Councillor Nbeha. All in favour say aye.
Aye.
I declare it's carried. We move to tonight's committee reports. In total, we have 3. We go through the first one, COM 027-23, place naming, Hurstville Oval Community Pavilion, results of community consultation. Can I have the Manager of Cultural Engagement and Library Services, Justin, to give us a briefing? Thank you, Justin.
Through you, Madam Chair. This report concerns the results of the community consultation that we did for the place naming for the Hurstville Oval Community Pavilion, and the report's recommending the proposed name, Blackshaw Gould Community Pavilion. During that consultation period, there was 11 submissions from the community, and none of those submissions, as you can see from the report, showed there was anything inappropriate according to the policy about the proposed name. So accordingly, we're proposing Blackshaw Gould Community Pavilion for the name of that new facility there at Hurstville Oval. It's within our financial allocation and includes consultation through YORSE like we normally do, as well as traditional owners and our reference group in terms of that name being developed. Were there any questions about the recommendation tonight?
I'd just like to say thank you, Justin, to you and the staff for all the research that you put in to get to this point. So thank you.
Any other questions? Thank you, Deputy Mayor.
Hello, down here. Hi, when we discussed it at the committee meeting at the time, we talked about whether we could have information available, like, I don't know, not a plaque, but just a bit of history as to who these two individuals were. Because I think we talked at the time, none of us had heard of Nellie Gould before, so we think it's great that we're including a woman in the naming of it. But I think it would be really useful if somewhere in the facility, whether it's outside or whatever, there was just a little bit of information. Is that something that council officers would do as a matter of course, or is that something that we would need to amend the recommendation to include?
Through you, Madam Chair. We have a historical markers program that would fulfil that purpose. It would provide a lasting plaque that could be put on the building or on a sandstone plinth in the area. We could take that as a recommendation for next year's markers. The current year is closed and it will open again early next year. I'll take guidance from my director. It could be added as a recommendation to the report that they're considered for next year's markers program. All I'll say on the markers program is that these names will be the perfect candidate for that kind of thing. They're historically significant. They're connected to place as well. 30-year connection to place for both of those people. So it'll be a great nomination for that program.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I do like the idea of that, but I just wonder if, as a matter of course, when we name something after someone who was of note in the community, and like I mentioned last time, PJ Ferry Hall, for example, has a small plaque inside saying he was a former mayor, because otherwise people are like, well, who's PJ Ferry? They don't know. I just think it's really useful to identify for historical accuracy as well, that if we've got anything that's sort of named after a particular person who had a profile in the community, it would be just a really good habit to have, that there doesn't have to be an expensive thing, just, you know, something like that, a small bit of information that Les Blackshaw pretty much was the person who led to the creation of Hurstville Oval, and Nell Gould was an athlete, those sorts of things, just to sort of fill in those sorts of gaps, because otherwise, Blackshaw Gould, who is that and what does that mean? How do councillors feel? I'd be happy to move an amendment that we include that, or do we want to just leave it for her historical markers?
We're still looking for a mover of the motion, so councillor, that could be the motion you move.
Yep. Yeah.
If Councillor Lansbury wants to move that motion, I'm happy to second that.
Oh, it's going to second that, Sam. Yeah. Sorry,
Oh,
Sam.
okay, that's fine.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So the motion as printed together with another part, which includes that it be included in our historic markers program.
Yeah. But I also would really just like there just to be, instead of just waiting for that, just some sort of information. I'm quite sure it could be knocked off at not great expense, just something that just sort of, okay, we've got, I'm sure that the facility would have the Blackshaw Gould Community Pavilion just somewhere near the entrance, just a little as to who they are.
Well,
My
my suggestion is, as part of when the project is complete and being opened, one of the things that could be included is in that as well as a part of the opening process should include a recognition of who the facility is named after, and a couple of, as you said, not very expensive to have A4 sheets with a history of them, suitably framed in the facility somewhere, which explains the council's rationale for naming the facility. So if the motion is amended to, can I suggest an amendment which would read something like that the facility once opened include some history about the naming of the facility and the people for whom it is named after.
Just a short history, something like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you. So everyone got the amendment? If no other questions, based on the amendment, all those in favour say aye.
Or is that a part 6 or 7, or is that a dot point, that amendment?
So I'm just, it would be part B. The first part of the recommendation of council officers, I understand, was the council's intent to be part A, and the second part B, would be that when the facility is opened, it will include short history of the two people for whom the facility is named after. I had finished the sentence with a preposition, but I think that's okay.
I'm happy with that. And like literally what's contained in the report. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay,
And
so
I'll second that, thanks.
yes, please. Thank you. So that means we amended to part A and part B,
Yeah.
right? Oh, thank you. So
We
all
have a-
those in,
We have a mover and a seconder, so
we already got the move and second that. So all those in favor say aye. Or against say no, so I declare carried. We move on to COM 028-23, outgoing sponsorship and donations report. Can I have the coordinator events and sponsorship please provide an overview of this report? Thank you, Fiona.
Through you, Madam Chair, outgoing sponsorship donation report. The recommendation is that Council approves the event sponsorship request of $10,000 to support the Christian Christmas in Kogarah event on Saturday, 9 December 2023. On Wednesday, the 9th of August 2023, Council received correspondence from the Cornerstone Presbyterian Community Church requesting sponsorship of $10,000, both financial and in kind. Christmas in Kogarah is a free community event aimed at providing an opportunity to celebrate Christmas with family and friends. The Christmas in Kogarah event is proposed to be held in Kogarah Town Square on Saturday, 9 December. An assessment of these donations and sponsorship requests occurred using Council sponsorship and donation policy and event strategy as per the decision-making criteria in section 4.3 funding determination model of the strategy. The financial implications are also within the current budget. Thank you. Any questions?
I'll move that.
I'll second
Thank you.
that, thanks.
Councillor Strax-Copoulos moved it and Councillor Mott to second it. All in favor say aye. Or against say no, I declare carried. Then COM 028-23, results of networking and mentoring program for emerging creatives. Can I have our manager, Justin, to give us a briefing about this report? Thank you.
Through you, Madam Chair. This report concerns the results of pretty much a year's worth of testing in this space to establish whether it's feasible to do this kind of outcome for mentoring and networking for creatives. And the report summarises all the activities that we undertook to kind of test that proposition. We used our operational budget to do this thing, engage experts in various different creative fields that we've summarised in the report. Bearing in mind that there's a lot of different creative practices and a lot of different creative styles and age groups to work with. So, you know, there's no one size fits all. So we tried to cover the field with that diverse range of programs that are summarised there under a project we call Creative Pathways, with in mind that we can provide recurring programs to achieve a mentoring outcome rather than just one-offs or trying to catch everything in one place. Like I said, everything all within budget, which was important to us for part of that feasibility, that it's something that we can do within that program and promotion budget that the library and museum has. And these programs are across, you know, the museum over there, which reaches out to school kids and adults, and the library that does vocational stuff in places like the Media Lab and the Sound Booth when people are learning digital production skills that we couldn't do before. We had that facility. The work that we did followed the norm that was from last year to investigate that process. Were there any questions on that?
I'd like to move that, Madam Chair.
Oh, thank you, Councillor Lukanjaski to move it. Can I have a second?
Councillor Mott.
Oh, Councillor
For
Moore.
a change.
She was being very quick tonight.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. It really, the outcome of the Creative Pathway project really need to be acknowledged. Thank you for doing that for you and your team. Thank you. So all in favor say aye. Or against say no, so I declare carried. So there being no other business on the agenda, I declare this meeting closed at 6:16 p.m. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.